Hello, Africa. My name is Eunice Tony, and this is ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices Show. It is a show that tackles issues pertaining to women as they contribute to national development. It is Breastfeeding Week. Hallelujah. Yes, it's a week that a lot of women love to celebrate because it's a week that reminds us of who we are as nurturers. It's a week that also reminds us of all the beautiful things we do for the bundles of joy across the world. So if you are yet to begin breastfeeding, we encourage you to actually go ahead and breastfeed. The benefits are numerous to both the mother and to the child. And I think I want to use this opportunity to also say a very big thank you to fathers who have been very supportive of their wives who are into breastfeeding. We want to say a very big thank you to employers who have been empathetic towards women who are also breastfeeding. I will want to say a very big thank you also to grandfathers, grandmothers, aunties, uncles for the beautiful support you've been giving to that mother around you as she breastfeeds. And you know what, mothers? If you're new to breastfeeding, it could be challenging, but over time, you get used to it. Do not let it frustrate you when the breast milk maybe is not flowing at the initial stages. It will come. Okay, it will come definitely. And though baby will be crying, wanting to eat or to latch, and then maybe it could be frustrating when the milk is not flowing, I just want you to relax and be calm. Follow the doctor's advice and the milk will definitely begin to flow. I have a video I'd like to link you up to, concerning Breastfeeding Week. But before I go there, I'd like to acknowledge all my responsible brands who are making it possible for us to be having this show today. And first on the list is Chanashito. Chanashito is Ghana's #1 pepper sauce. If you haven't heard about it, I'm telling you about it right now. Pepper sauce in Ghana is nothing else if it's not Chanashito. If you cook your rice, if you cook your gravies or various sauces and you add Chanashito to it, if it's wache, in Ghana, we have this special rice and beans that if you add Chanashito to, oh my God, it's so, so good. If you also try with the fried egg, with gari, or with eba, any kind of delicacy you've got, if you just add chana, it will give you that extra flavor. Their phone number is right now at the base of your screen. So for that delicious cooking, I need you to add your Chanashito to it. And aside Chanashito, I have another responsible brand who also does a lot of beautiful things with our food, and that is Lizzie's Tomato Mix. Have you tried it? Yes, you have. Okay, but she hasn't tried it. Let me tell her about Lizzie's Tomato Mix. Well, that's the #1 tomato mix here in Ghana for that delicious jollof rice, delicious abenkwan, delicious peanut butter soup or palm nut soup, light soup, whatever food you're actually trying to make and you need tomato, you just need to add Lizzie's Tomato Mix to it and the difference will be so clear. Their number also is at the base of your screen. If you are a vendor who is into the sales of tomato mixes and you do not have in stock Lizzie's Tomato Mix, you are losing money. I need you to call them right away, get stocked up, and then you see how people will just be buying and buying and buying, and business will be booming. And oh, my lovely hair was put together by Awo's hair. Awo, I'm loving this pixie cut. Every time I rock it, people always say, wow, it looks good on you. And I know, Awo, you're always doing something new and beautiful for me. I also need you to do the same for all my, audience and my listeners, the viewers who always make these comments. I need you to call Awo's hair so that she can make something beautiful for you as well. And she's not the least, but I just had to save her for the last. How are you loving my sleeves? Look at this. How Afariwa Styles. You can locate her on Instagram and Facebook on afariwa.styles. Afariwa will make you look as good as I am looking right now. She understands my preferences and she does exactly, what I would like her to do for me. Once you make her understand your preferences too, she'll also tailor make every request of yours to suit your needs. And what I like about her is that she's into contemporary ladies and gents outfits. So if you've got that dressmaker who has been disappointing you, I need you to try Afariwa Styles. She definitely will make a big difference, okay? So on Instagram and Facebook, afariwa.styles, or call her right away and then get as much information as you need. So I think it's time for me to link you up to that video that I was talking about, concerning Breastfeeding Week. But let's take a 6 seconds update first, where we talk to you about what's happening with women, especially African women in Ghana, across Africa, and across the world. When we are done with that, we'll just link you up immediately to the Breastfeeding Week video. Do stay tuned.
Professor Dorothy Obamenu has been appointed as the new director for Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. She holds the honor of being the first female director of the institution as she takes office from Professor Abraham Tobina Annan, who retired on July 3, 2021. Prior to her appointment, she served as the deputy center leader at the West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens. Professor Menu is the chairperson of the advisory board of the National Tuberculosis Control Program. Mrs. Emilia Nakontwa Ej Mensah has been sworn in as the new registrar of the University of Ghana at a brief ceremony held on Sunday, 1st August 2021, at the new council chamber of the university. The Chancellor of the university, Mrs. Mary Chinwe Hess, who declared the purpose of the gathering, noted that the ceremony had to be held as scheduled in order to prevent an administrative vacuum as the tenure of the outgoing registrar ended on 31st July 2021. The Chancellor administered the oath of office and oath of secrecy as stipulated by the basic laws of the University of Ghana prior to the assumption of the office. Popular Nigerian actress Rachel Oniga is dead. The veteran actress reportedly died on Friday, July 30, 2021, at the age of 64. The cause of death is unknown as details were sketchy at the time of fitting this report. Born in 1957 in Ebute Metta, she began her acting career in 1993, shortly after her divorce. Over the years, she has featured in notable Nigerian films as Wale Ademude's Super Story, Sango by Wale Ogunyemi, and many others. A policewoman stationed at the Savannah Regional Police Command has been allegedly killed by her boyfriend in Damango, the regional capital. The deceased, identified as Constable Sandra Esiedu, was stationed at the regional police headquarters of the Savannah region. Snippets of information available indicate that the said suspect visited the officer to find her with another man believed to be a military man. However, the body of the officer has been deposited at the Damango Hospital morgue awaiting autopsy.
And may the soul of the departed rest in peace. Amen. So I'll be linking you right away to the Breastfeeding Week video that I talked to you about earlier. So let's get some kind of information or an update as to how to go about breastfeeding and its importance and relevance to both mothers and to children. Stay tuned.
Protect your baby from long list of illness with breast milk. What occurs after you give birth to your child? Life is going to change forever. You can feel a whole range of emotions. I know you're worried about so many things, but at least you don't have to worry about your baby's diet. Yes, breast milk is all that your baby needs in the starting months. At least for the first 6 months, breast milk is packed with disease-fighting substances that protect your baby from the long list of illness. It contains all the vitamins and nutrients required for your baby's well-being. Breastfeeding helps improve maternal and child health. Research has shown that children who are breastfed have a 40% lower risk of dying between the ages of 28 days and 1 year as compared to children who weren't breastfed. It is due to the presence of immune factor IgA in colostrum, the first milk your body produces for your newborn baby. 5 important benefits of breast milk for your child. Ideal nutrition that helps in the growth of your baby. It boosts your child's intelligence by enhancing IQ level. It contains antibodies that help your baby fight off bacteria and viruses. It lowers the risk of allergies and several infections. It reduces your child's risk of becoming overweight as a teen or adult. Benefits of breastfeeding for you. Breastfeeding is beneficial for you as well. It burns extra calories and can help you in losing pregnancy weight faster. It releases the hormone oxytocin to help your uterus return to its original size. It lowers your risk of breast and ovarian cancer. I hope you're aware now that how much healthy breastfeeding is for you and your baby on this World Breastfeeding Week.
And thank you very much for that information on breastfeeding and how important it is to us. And this was, something for us to show everyone, as this show actually streams across Ghana, Africa, and across the world. However, we have a very short one that is a song that we have actually purposed for the Ghanaian audience, and I'd also like us to watch that as well. So those of you here in Ghana, this one is for you. And that is how we wrap up on Breastfeeding Week here on ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. So right now, I'm going to be introducing you to our guests. Remember, we talked on social media that we're going to be talking about healthy financial management in the home. Over the weeks, we've been talking finances, starting a business, how to grow your business, how to invest, and all of that. Today, we are looking at the home and how to manage, or how to be able to acquire a healthy financial status in our homes. And we decided to look for somebody who is worthy and who has an understanding of what it means to run a home. And our lenses went round and round and round, and it came on to the guest who is in our studio right now. She's no other person than Linda Mante. Linda, you're welcome.
Thank you, Eunice.
You look fabulous.
Thank you.
All right, so let me get our audience to actually know who we're talking to. So I would like to read your profile to them so that they have a better understanding of who you are. All right, viewers, Linda Mante is a counselor and member of the Ghana Psychological Council. She is an entrepreneur who owns a number of businesses, including LM Restaurant and LM Total Wear, a clothing and accessories business line with a holding company. Before starting LM Total Wear, Linda was an assistant director of education with the Ghana Education Service. Yes. She also worked with Girls Education Unit, Accra Metro Education Directorate. She holds a master's degree in guidance and counseling from the University of Cape Coast. Currently, she's pursuing a master's of philosophy, MPhil, in guidance and counseling at the University of Cape Coast. Linda has, over the past decade, focused on improving marriages, relationships, and family life through counseling. She has a huge passion speaking to women and helping them understand the strategic place of the woman in family life. Linda has been on several TV shows. She is a sought-after conference speaker. She has spoken to several groups and churches on family life, choosing a life partner, intimacy in marriage, amongst others. She has counseled several couples. Linda has coached and mentored a number of young women. Wow, thank you so much. She is the hostess of the Marriage and Relationship Enrichment Show on Facebook. She's a member of Women in Leadership International and Ghana Women in Business, GWB. She's a co-founder of the Christian Couples Club in Ghana. Linda is a deaconess in the Church of Pentecost. She is currently the District Women's Ministry Leader of PIWC West Hills, where she worships. Linda doubles as the Financial Secretary of the Area Women's Ministry of the Kaswa area, still of the Church of Pentecost, and she is married to Elder Paul Mante, and God has blessed them with 4 wonderful boys. Wow. Beautiful profile.
Thank you.
God has really blessed you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's good to know that somebody who has got your kind of experience will be taking us through the conversation today.
Yeah,
So we're not going to take a lot of our time. We're going to go straight into the conversation. So when we say we need to have a healthy marriage or a healthy financial management in our home, what exactly are we talking about here?
Okay. Let me say good evening to viewers, and let me use the opportunity to say good evening to my sweetheart, Paul Kofi Mante. I'm sure you're watching. I love you so much.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. So when we talk about financial management in the home, we're simply talking about we being able to manage the resources, the few resources that we have at home for use today and also for the future. And then, well, let me just add this, that when we talk about financial management, it is very, very important that we look at that. Someone will say that, why do we need this? It is very important because, you see, Proverbs 22 verse 2, it says that the poor and the rich, they meet together. It's the Lord that makes them both. But he didn't say that the Lord made them so. They meet together. The Lord made them both. But he did not make them so, meaning that to be rich, or I mean to have a sound financial home or management at home, is a decision that you need to take as a family.
Okay.
It's a collective decision that husband, wife, or I mean the family should make. Because if you refuse to make it, you are on the road to failure. And when you don't know the purpose of money, or I mean anything you don't know the purpose for, abuse is inevitable. So in the same case, when we talk about financial management at home, it is about you making a decision that we are going to work out this together so that it is going to be good to us for today and also for the future.
Sure. All right. I like it when you say that it's something that, you know, would have to be discussed between, you know, the couple. But the thing we find ourselves a lot of times within the African setting is that a lot of couples are not chatting. They're not talking. So let's take, for instance, you look through traffic, you see a boyfriend and a girlfriend, they are chatting and they are smiling and they're all happy.
And right there, you know.
You would tell that this is more like a boyfriend and a girlfriend. But once you see a couple, a married couple, the man's face is this way and the woman's face is the other way. Like there's no smile, there's no chat. And when you get to ask some men, why do you guys behave like this when you're in the car with your spouses and all of that? It's more like, well, we've realized that if we kind of engage our wives or if we chat with them, it gives them the opportunity to begin to make requests for money or for any kind of demand. So the only way to take care of that is not to chat with our wives. And this is quite strange. When you talk with other women as well, they keep saying the same thing. My husband doesn't communicate. We don't chat. We don't talk. And this is somebody that was calling you 24/7 when he was dating you. Asking you even irrelevant questions about whether you've eaten, what you're wearing, and all of that. And all of a sudden, the moment he wears you that ring, the conversation ceases. You no longer talk. And when you have to discuss very pertinent issues like finances, it doesn't even happen at all because they do not want their wives to know exactly what the finances of the home look like. Maybe if the wives get to know that there's money, they will begin to mismanage. So I'm actually speaking based on what our audience has put together on social media for us to be able to set the tone and know where this conversation is emanating from and where it is actually going. So now we have an understanding that the conversation about financial management in the home has to be between two people, the husband and the wife, to make it work. So it means that if you're not having that conversation, you need to begin to consider it. You need to begin to talk to your wife, or wife, you need to begin to engage husband for that conversation to happen. Because if it's not happening, something wrong is being, or a wrong foundation is being laid. And many years to come, you get to see that you should have had this conversation. So to continue from where I just finished off right now, I think I would like us to talk about the fact that we need to be able to see some of the issues that the men also have. From what we gathered, the men also have a challenge, aside the fact that they feel that the wives will begin to make requests if they communicate with them. The men feel that the wives are wasteful. So if you go to the kitchen or into the freezer, you see a lot of pieces of food all over in the freezer. And that is so much money that is just dumped in the freezer. And wives also feel that the men are also not investing properly. Could we take a look a bit as to this wastage in the home, you know, and what is bringing about that? And then we'll just go for a quick commercial break and then we return. So let's just hear a little bit about what is causing this wastage at home.
Okay, so thank you very much. You see, there is a saying that lack of knowledge, I mean, it's in the Bible that my people perish for lack of knowledge. And this perception is actually, I mean, really going on in homes, you know, so that's why they come out to talk about it. But I'm saying that because, you see, there is a psychologist by name Bowen who propounded a theory called the family systems theory, and he posits that the behavior of individuals in a family has an influence on the entire family because families are interconnected. Why am I saying this? So let's say, for instance, take an example. A father goes to work today and he's sacked from home, from work. See what happens. You don't need to be told that that father is sacked, especially if he is the sole breadwinner and if he has no investment anywhere. It's just a matter of time. You will see it coming up. You will see that in a few weeks or months to come, the children will be sacked from school. It has a ripple effect. And then nothing goes on at home. So you see, there is the need. This tells us that there is an actual need for the couple or the family to sit down together and then stop this issue of it is the husband or this is saying this. Well, it is fine. But this is the time for a couple or husband, wife, or, to sit down and then look at their finances, okay? So it's something that we did some time back that was very helpful to us. We did what, we looked at all our assets and then we took a look at our liabilities. Then deducting our assets from our liabilities, we realized that we had a deficit. That gingered us as a family to sit down and now come up with a plan, the way forward. So what do? Now, if we know that deducting our assets from our liabilities, we know we have a deficit, then there should be a way forward. In this case, you will not be wasteful. In this case, when you are venturing into any business or into any investment, you got to take time and really plan or think about it very well so that your money doesn't go down the drain. You see, this issue that we're talking about is very important because I always say that when it happens this way, it doesn't just affect just the finances at home, but other things are as well. You see, something like sex in marriage is one of the key and important things in every home, or in every marriage, if you want to put it that way. And lack of stress, financial stress, or financial traffic at home causes a lot of troubles.
True, financial traffic.
Oh yes, it causes a lot of trouble at home.
Yeah.
So I have this that I say that sex is not an event. It's an environment. Sex is actually an environment. So if the financial climate at home is not conducive, you realize that it's going to affect the children, it's going to affect the marriage, it's going to affect the sex life. Now you realize that the couple that used to be, fun of everything, today they go sleeping and the man sleeps with the back facing the wife's back to back. That one is called Tunisia.
Tunisia. On that Tunisia note, we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we return, we'll continue. Do not go away. You're welcome back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. Just before we went on the break, our guest was talking about how the financial environment or financial climate is very, very likely to affect the sexual life of a couple. And she even put up an analogy where she called it Tunisia. Tunisia is more like when the man is backing his wife and the wife is also backing him as well. So they are this way. And when you're backing somebody, it's actually at is what we say in our country, and so Tunisia is a term that makes us to really understand what it is. For those of you who don't really understand the language here in Ghana, you may not really relate to it very well, but the Ghanaian audience will quite understand. Don't worry, we're going to use another expression that will get you to actually understand what's going on, okay? All right, so let's continue with our conversation. Let's look at what the habits are that are contributing to waste in the home.
Basically, we'll look at 4 areas that cause waste or brings about waste at home. And first of all, I want us to look at food. Practically, food. You see, you go to a lot of homes. Go to a lot of homes this evening, and you see the amount of food that has been cooked for, let's say, 4 people. You think about 10 people are going to eat it. And you see, people are always like, oh, we'll try and eat it. It's not about you try and eat it, oh. It's the fact that you need to cook what will be sufficient for you. Mm-hmm. Because when you eat, you cook and try and eat it because you have cooked. You are eating food that is supposed to be for tomorrow, today. True. And you are being wasteful. True. People go to town without a list and they go like, oh, tomatoes, hey, tomatoes feel, meaning this tomatoes is nice, it's fresh. Oh, they like the color. I love the color, and they buy. Without having any plan to buy tomatoes.
Because you have no list.
You have no list. You have no plan. You have no budget. You just live by the day. You just live by sight. You see? Apart from that, you know, go to people's bins and see the waste that are put there. But mind you, these little things, the leftovers, even Jesus, when he did the miracle, even Jesus, he said that put together all the pieces, the leftovers. Nothing must go waste. Nothing must be wasted. And that is the attitude that we should carry as women and as men at home. Nothing must go wasted. Gather the pieces. You have some bread, pieces of bread left. Oh, I tell you, just get some eggs. The next morning, crack the eggs, put your bread into the egg, and then just fry it and see how it looks.
Oh yeah, I actually did one reshofe this morning using the old bread in my fridge. I blended the bread into crumbs, you know, and then I mixed it in eggs, and I fried it with some vegetables, and it was really, really nice.
Really nice. It makes another meal, and you save some money at home. But we don't do this. Because of our time, let's look at water. Something like water. We waste water a lot. You see people going to brush their teeth, they have the water running, and they even forget about themselves, and unless the phone doesn't beep, they are just looking on their WhatsApp trying to read their messages.
And the water
is flowing. Mind you, it's not water that is flowing. Money, resources are going down the drain. These are things that we do every time at home.
Not even cutting. I think sachet water that we consume at home, you find that people pick a sachet, they can't finish it, and then they drink just a little bit, they drop it, go back for a new one,
especially the children.
Yes.
So what you have to do at home, maybe, let me just chip in this, get a jug, and then get the sachet water, about 3 or 4, put them in the jug. So you have cups there for the children. So this person has his cup, if you need water, come and pour what you need, and you'll be saving yourself a lot of money. Apart from that, I see most Africans, we are not mindful about upkeeps at home. I mean, when we have leakages from pipes, we tend to look on. But mind you, just put a bucket under the running water, the tap, and see the number of buckets that you're going to fetch, that little drops that is going down. We don't care about all these things, but they are the very things that are taking the resources, the hard-earned money, we drain it away because of our behavior, because of our decisions. Apart from that, let's look at our spending habits.
Okay.
As women, as men, you see, sometimes because of unnecessary competition, oh, this person has this, I have to get one. Is it in your budget? Have you planned for it? This person and that person, do you have the same goals? Are you going to the same place? Oh, and this person's husband did this. Oh, the grass always looks greener at the other side, but it may be synthetic.
True.
Yes. So just you do things that will please yourself, not others. When it comes to finances, work with your plan. Don't let others plan for you. Put away the pressure and plan. So watch things like first time spending. You have given birth and you want to adore the child. Ask a friend. You see, chances are that anything you are doing, when you have the opportunity to do it again, you may spend less at doing it because this time you've gained the experiences. Why don't you buy on the experiences of others who have been there before? You are building your first house. See someone who has also been there, and then they can show you the little things that you can do to cut costs. These are the very things that we ignore and put pressure on ourselves. All these things happen at home. So we need to have knowledge about the little things that we don't care about that brings about wastage at home. Yeah.
Okay, we'll be going for another commercial break. However, you know, from what you've said, we've been able to gain insights from it. But sometimes the women will end up saying that, but the salaries that our husbands bring home is not enough. I'd like us to address that conversation when we return from this commercial break. So please do stay tuned. And you're welcome back to ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show. Before we went on the break, I told you that we're going to be discussing one of the concerns that women always raise about salaries not being enough, you know, for the home. But before we go on to that, I'd like to come onto Facebook and acknowledge the presence of all of you who have been sending me your hi and your waves and your comments and the likes. I see all the reactions. Thank you so much. And okay, let's see where we are right now. I see waves from the United States of America, from the UK, from China, from Japan, and from Tokyo. Whoa. Things are happening in Tokyo. And congratulations to the Ghanaian guy who has brought us a medal. Well done to you. Okay, we are all proud of you. And then I see some waves from Nigeria. I see from Burkina Faso. I see from Madagascar. I see a wave from Togo. I also see another wave from Liberia, Sierra Leone. I'm seeing all your waves. Thank you so much. Coming down to Ghana, wow, I see a very big wave from the Volta region. You wanted to be the first to wave at us here in Ghana. Thank you so much. I also see a wave from you also, who is watching us right now from Axim. You are saying a very big thank you to us for making us choose this topic. Let me just go to the comments quickly because we are really short of time. I see Abbas, Gideon Goro Abbas. You said good and give us thumbs up. I see Elizabeth Atenga. You are sending us a flower. Cynthia Bonsa says, wow, very insightful. Babi Bab says, great submission, madam. And I see Richard Oting Blessing. He says, very educated. And I see Geoffrey Obi, he says he's clapping for us. And I see Joseph Amanyo, he says, hey, Elder Mante, I know you are there. That should be your, he's talking to your hubby.
Yeah.
And interestingly, your hubby has responded, oh, I've responded, cry.
Oh.
And then Linda says, let's share the links with everyone. This is really insightful. We've got much more comments coming up. I'm going to read them definitely before we end the show. So right now, let's just get back to the conversation where we're going to talk about, what were we even going to talk about?
Yeah, so you wanted us to talk about the fact that the women claim that the
Salaries are not enough.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so let's continue from
Okay,
there.
so you see, let me put it across that let's be realistic. Let's be realistic at home. See, sometimes some people are of the view that, oh, let me try and, you know, just give this as housekeeping money and keep so much and leave a little. That doesn't help the family. If you have the family at heart, you really sit down to look at the goals or the needs of the family and put down that, I mean, collectively you put them down first. You see, there are most things that are important, but it's not everything that is urgent. So you do things that are urgent, not just because it's important. Put down a plan. And let me put it right also that the salary will never be enough.
Okay.
Because what people do is that they always raise their lifestyle to meet their salaries. So the money comes and the money goes. So what you have to do, two important things that you have to do is, one, to watch your inflows.
Okay.
And then the outflows. Your inflows are the monies that are coming in. And mind you that your salary must never be equal to your income. Your salary must never be equal to your income. I'm quoting my husband. Yeah. That means that your salary should not only be the means of income that,
So
that
you have other side hustles.
Yes. So you should have multiple streams of income. When you read the Bible, it says that your gates will remain open. Gates, meaning that you should have some additional forms of income, or what we call the money machine at home. That you are doing this, you are doing that, you are doing something little. You see, sometimes we underestimate how much we can make even with our phones at home. Your husband is not bringing enough, but you have your phone. You can just, and I have a guy who, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm into business. I have a guy, what he does, he's a student, what he does is that he comes to me, take pictures of the things I have, put it on his status, and then people order it, and then he sends a dispatch rider, picked it, and then sends it to the person. He puts his margin on it, and he has his cool cut.
Wow.
You can imagine how much he's making. We have our phone. The phone should not only be used for social media. Your status is there. You can put some things there to beef up the family income. Your freezer that is there, you can use it to make ice blocks. You can do, I mean, little things that comes to you. And that can, I mean, add to the family income. You see, people, let us not use our employers' time to do business. That one is bad.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. But where you have closed or you have some talent, why don't you develop it so that you have much cash flowing in whilst you block the outflows? You take care of the wastages that are at home. Therefore, I mean, you get money and you get enough for the family to reach its goals, the family to have a happy life, and also things to go on well. You see, money gives you the ability to do more things. And more things means more things. It gives you a better education. It gives you a better health care. You see, your children must not drop out of school because you cannot afford to put them there. It's sad. And most children also fall to victims who parade themselves as helpers. But they have their own agendas. They are abusers. people who are impregnated because they have to go to other people for money, all because the money at home is not enough. This matter we are or this topic we are discussing is very serious. It's high time we looked at it as very serious. Look at the number of dropouts on our streets today. They are potential doctors, but because the family resources are not together, husband is doing his own hustle, wife is doing her own hustle, nothing, there is no transparency. So, you know, the wife is building somewhere because, Jack, she's also saying that the husband is also cheating or spending the money on girls. So we need a plan. We need a way forward. There should be a blueprint for the family to tell us this is where we are going to. Else, nothing is going to be working. You'll be married for 10, 15 years and nothing seems to be working. You'll be at ground zero. But when you sit down, put your heads together, put your resources together, at the end of the month, you are bringing 2,000, I'm bringing 3,000, we have 5,000. What do we do with it? We put 20% in investment, we put it in the children's education. What are the other important things in our lives? You see to them first. Or now, the rest should go into, after you have sorted out the important things, now the rest can go into everyday affairs. And wow, you will not die. You will not die because you did not have enough. So let us be wise. Let's wise up as women, as wives, as husbands. Let's wise up and then begin to look at what else we can do. Multiple streams of income is the way to go.
Exactly. So we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we return, we open the phone lines. I want to believe some of you have got questions that are bugging you that we would like to answer. So do not go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. The phone lines are on your screen. Please give us a call and we'll see how much of them we'll be able to respond to right away. Princess Irajua, you've sent us a lot of love and prayer hands. Awelena Ada says, very insightful. Go, Linda. Canton Joy says, great, Linda. Cynthia Bonta says, wow, very insightful. And then I see Richard Oting Blessing. He says, wow, educating. And then Elizabeth Atinga says, hi, Councillor. And I see Geoffrey Obi. He's giving his clap. And I see Entriwa Buafo Anang. Superb. Elizabeth Atinga has given us a thumbs up. And I see Betty Coleman. She says, well said, Linda. And I also see Abigail Afuakwa. She's clapping for us. Nana Yao says, great sis. And I see Haddon Jacqueline. Good show. Is very educative. Thanks, Ma Linda. Linda Abba SL says, great. Elizabeth Atinga back again says, good work, Councillor. Kweku Ampao Ejapong says, I'm watching and listening to my sister live. Paul Kofi Mante says, okay. I think the message is repeating again. I have responded, cry. He said that to Joseph Amanyo, who is very happy, and he says, full support for wifey. Nice one. I see Elizabeth Atinga. She says, financial traffic. Okay, we get it. Financial traffic. Okay, so we are saying it should go away from our homes. Enchiwa Buafo Anang says, insightful. Linda says, this is a must watch. Shama Baedina says, please, Ekufado will be there. Okay, I don't know if you're referring to a different program, but this is not what we're talking about right now. Linda also says, please, let's share the link to all our friends. So please, the phone lines are activated. Could you just call through? Because we have a little time to be able to take the numbers, okay, to take the calls. All right, so while we see if anybody will be able to get through with their call, because usually the lines are jammed at this time, I wanted us to take a look at what do you think should be the areas that a couple has to take a look at when it comes to financial planning. What areas? A lot of times people feel, okay, a project, maybe we're building a house, education. What would you say should be the areas?
Okay, so let me take it right from education. It's one of the key areas that couples should look at or plan. because the children cannot wait, and they aren't going to wait. So we need to have a plan for their education. And in planning for their education, you have to take care of future fees and then current fees. For current fees, what you can do is, for example, you have 2 children, and the fees are, let's say, the fees are 5,000 for the year. I'm just giving an example. What you can do is to divide this 5,000 into the year. So every month you contribute, let's say, 400 into an account or into an investment. That is school fees, for current school fees. So you realize that at the end of the term, when they are taking the fees, it's not now that, hey, where are you? Hey, school fees. No. The monies are there. It's been taken care of. You have a budget. You made that the investment into that account. So you just write a redemption and then pick it and pay your children's school fees. And it doesn't become a hassle any longer. Mm-hmm. So take the entire school fees for the year. You can add the books, divide it into 12 and make an investment every month towards it. Apart from that, you should also plan for their college education, or their university education, because it's very expensive. If you don't plan at it today, it will come at you very strong. The next thing we need to be planning about is housing. Housing. You cannot come or you cannot grow up and then be in people's houses where you move from one house to the other. Mm-hmm. You move from here and you get there. No, sit down and make a plan. You don't need so much. It is about planning. If you put your mind to it, the first 5 years of your marriage, you should build your first house. And we are talking about first house here. The mistake most people do is that they confuse first house with dream house. Mm-hmm. So let your dream house, some 7-bedroom house, and do how to most casa. It's fine. It's your dream house. Let it be in your dreams. You will get there. But for today, start now. You can start with a 3-bedroom house. One for you, one for the children, the boys, and one for the girls. Most people will say, oh, how about guests? You are thinking about guests when you don't even have a place to sleep of your own now. Get a simple 3-bedroom house, and when you put your mind to it, within 5 years, you'll be able to do that. And move as soon as it is houseable. Let me put it that way. As soon as you can manage it, move in it, whether it is painted or not. Because when you are still paying rent, you can never invest. You can never put money aside. So just move into it and then be doing it little by little, and you'll get there.
Wow.
Maybe
because of the time I'm really enjoying it, So now we know that it's education, housing. What other point are we supposed to? Retirement, okay.
Because whether you like it or not, one day you go for retirement. So you need to plan it, today. You need to plan today. And also, maybe let me add, high life.
Okay.
It's important. Enjoyment kakra to be something, You have to enjoy a little. Else, when you are at home and there is always planning, no enjoyment, no happiness, the ladies, they become very slow, and it is called Slovakia.
And on that Slovakia note, we'll have to cut the curtain today. I am so sorry that we couldn't bring you to the end, but she definitely is going to come again, because we have our family series that will be coming up very soon, and she'll be coming around to help us with the family series.
Thank you.
Okay, so the repeat broadcast of this show is going to be coming up to you on Saturday at 12 noon, and I don't want you to miss it, okay? So the show coming up next is Late Night Celebrity Show. Foster Romanos is going to be hosting it, and he is on standby. So until we meet again next week, do enjoy the rest of our interesting lineup for you. Bye-bye.